They say Helter Skelter was masterminded by Charles Manson, and he sent Tex Watson to kill these people in this house. And for no reason at all, just go kill the people. Do what Tex said, go kill the people. I think Helter Skelter was created by the United States government. It was an accident, or it was the perfect scenario. It was just what they were looking for. It was exactly what they were looking for, to tell you the truth, because it could prove to themselves that, hey, this was a success. But the United States government's the one that killed people, not Charles Manson. He's been kind of haphazardly saying this all along, and you know, when you hear him talk, he says shit that sounds so bizarre at times. But he's not a rat. He don't snitch. That's one thing he don't do. He don't snitch. He says, I don't snitch. But yet he comes out and says, Tex did that, and Susan Atkins did that, and it sounds like he's snitching. But what he's not snitching about is what was really going on here. You really think that Charles Manson wanted to start a race war? Or he even gave a shit about the people at that house? He didn't care less. He didn't care less. I'm not saying he didn't know that they were going there. I'm just saying he really didn't have much part in it as our United States government did. Whenever I do something, I don't ever get caught. People don't know what I do. I don't let them know what I do. If I let you know what I do, then I can't do it. I'm the Sons of Liberty in a graveyard. That's my gang. My gang is crooks. That's my family. That's my cult. That's what we were convicted for. You just seen a little bit of it. You didn't see what was really going on. See, with what really goes on, I don't need to break the law. The law's kind of stupid, actually, you know? I'm not conspiring with nobody to do anything. Manson's LSD supplier, the guy that he got his LSD from, was a guy by the name of Sidney Gottlieb. He is the same guy that everybody got their LSD off of. If you had LSD back in the 60s, you got it off of this dude. And this dude worked for the CIA. Secretly, undercover, securely, nobody even knew who he was. But he was the main drug supplier of LSD back in the 1960s. He created the counterculture. He is the godfather of that. He was giving everybody their acid, and Manson had plenty of it. They say Whitey Bulger came out writing letters to a pen pal. In about 70 different letters, he described how he even signed up for a program in prison for schizophrenia, to help schizophrenia, and this guy, this LSD dealer from the CIA, even giving him LSD every day. And he said he would ask him leading questions. In these letters, he said he asked him leading questions on, would you kill people? Do you feel like you would kill people? Always leading questions on killing people. And later Whitey said if he found out where this guy lived, he would have went and killed him for the shit. And the pen pal that Whitey was writing to tell this information about this guy that was giving him LSD in prison, it was a juror of his. And she said that if she knew that the government was mind-bending Whitey Bulger like they were with LSD in prison, just some experiment they so-called to cure schizophrenia, she wouldn't even have said he was guilty at trial. Because what she said is, she said he never killed anybody before that until they gave him this LSD, and that's when he started killing people. Well, sounds like Charles Manson similar, don't it? He never killed a soul, nor did he kill anybody afterwards. But there's a turning point there. When's that turning point? 1967, when Manson, when they say in Helter Skelter, and if you want to read about this dude, you can read about him in this book. There's some really good books out today about this guy and all these programs that he had going on in the CIA. You know, he made pills, he made powders, he made magic concoctions that could kill and maim people and would leave no trace. Just wouldn't even know he was around. He was like Dr. Death, man. And he was playing around with all kinds of people's lives, not just prisoners' lives, it was prostitutes' lives. It was the degenerate. It's always the poor that they fuck with in the government, and it was the poor back then too. So all that, and then LSD was an easy thing to distribute, because once you distribute it, everybody wants to know where they can get some more at. It's his own bestseller. So this was Manson's main drug dealer back then. Comes to the question I heard in Helter Skelter. It said Manson in 1967 didn't want out of prison. He didn't want out. That's what it said in Helter Skelter. But like I said, most of the shit in Helter Skelter is bullshit anyway. Did really Manson really want to get out of jail or not? So I asked him, hey, what? LSD so good in jail that you didn't want out? Or what? Why didn't you want out? I asked him, he answered me. Well, look, Dad. Is there something I don't know? I don't know? If I don't know, then I may know everything, but just haven't realized it yet. I could know everything, but just haven't reached inside your head yet. The public said, we want CM out. The government said, no, CM don't like the public. We are working for CM. He's our boss now. Out of what? Into what? The Manson family changed the whole world, but they won't accept that, you know? The whole thing's turning out crazy. I just fucking run away and hide.
Crime of the crimes. Do you still have a family?
Family.
Uh-huh.
That's another one of the district attorneys. See, when they set that case into the paperwork to make it real, they had to catch little words so they could turn all that in and make it into a reality. Hippie cult leader is a word that they used. Leader, family.
Well, I believe I read in the reports where you yourself mentioned your family. And
Yeah,
that's
well,
the type of family
you keep
talking
driving
about.
that on me, and then I have to refer to what's already on me.
My simple question is, do you still have a family as existed at that particular time?
I can't answer that in just a but. You know, it would take more time than you want to listen to me.
Well, yes or no? You either have a
Well,
family
there's
or
no
not.
yes or no, but I got to plus the complete don't
All right.
All
right.
1967 was mine.
Subproject 8 is being set up as a means to continue the present work in the general field of LSD at, and this is blanked out, until 11 September 1954. This project will include a continuation of a study of the biochemical, neurological, sociological, and clinical psychiatric impacts of LSD. Also a study of LSD, antigensia, and drugs related to LSD such as LAE. A detailed proposal is attached. The principal investigators will confirm to be, and this is blanked out, and it's blanked out, all of, and this is blanked out. Estimated budget of the project at, and that area is blanked out, is $39,500. The is blanked out will serve as a cut, and cover for this project and will be furnished the above funds to the, that area is blanked out, as a philanthropic grant for medical research. A service charge of $8,790, 25 of the estimated budget is to be paid to, that area is blanked out, for this service. The total charge for the project will not exceed $40,890 for the period ending September 11th, 1954. On line 5, this area, the first area of it's blanked out. Director of the hospital are cleared through TCP secret and are aware of the true purpose of this project. And then it's signed.
They got a bunch of inmates to sign a suit for better psychiatric treatment. What that means is more political power, because they're using the psychiatric base to get their doctors in here so they can get doctors up over the uniform, so they can hold the reality up over the courts and the minds of the people that live inside the prisons.
After they found out, we didn't really find out about this LSD dealer to the United States until after he died, really. Mae Brussell, she was talking about this crap a long time ago. People called her crazy. Sometimes people tend to look crazy when all they talk about is conspiracy theories. But I'm not all about conspiracy theories. I don't believe in any of them. I believe people went to the moon, you know. I believe that the world's round. I believe all that shit. I even believed Helter Skelter until I started looking at things that just don't make no sense to my rational mind. Maybe my mind's not rational. Maybe it's fucked up. Who knows? But again, like, why don't you want to get out of jail? That don't make no sense to me. So I ask him, you know, in '67, why, if LSD's being pumped up into Haight Ashbury, that's where most of this LSD started out. It started up in Northern California, you know, and San Francisco. If it was being pumped up there, why in the hell, when they let Manson out of jail here in Los Angeles in federal prison, this next step? This is the paperwork for that project that Manson was involved in, which Whitey Bulger said he was involved in as well. And Whitey ended up dead because they say he was a rat. Well, if you're involved in anything that has to do with the government, of course you're a rat. A lab rat. And if you're telling them information, I guess you're a rat. But ultimately, these two dudes, Charles Manson and Whitey Bulger, were lab rats for the government with this LSD program. Bulger ends up dead later on for, you know, who knows what. Who knows why? I don't know. Could have been because of these letters to the pen pal where he's describing this program that the government had him under, feeding him LSD. So, of course, you think Charles Manson's that stupid? He is a lifetime criminal. He's a lifetime inmate, too, so he knows the rules. You don't even mention one speck of anything that you were involved with the United States.
The guy stepped forward and said, "What's your problem, man?" He said, "We don't allow snitches on this tier." And I said, "Man, snitching ain't never been on the front page of the paper. My whole life's been right there. If you'd ever snitched on anybody, it'd been right there in the open. My word is my bond, my life. I don't snitch on nobody. Dig?" He said, "Well, we were told." I said, "You take back to wherever you got it, because whoever's giving you that garbage is trying to front your life off."
Get into a lot of the things that he says, and you pick and choose the words that you want to see or you don't want to see, and certain things say certain things. A lot of times he sounds crazy when he's talking, but is he really crazy? Or was he telling you about some other scheme that you didn't even know about what's going on with the United States government? I think so. I really do. I think so. I think everybody needs to dig deeper into the government and see what was going on, because they are the ones that created Helter Skelter. Bugliosi was just a clown in the game, too. He didn't know what was going on. Bugliosi won the biggest case in the history of cases. Come on, man. The book went on a crime shelf, sold billions and trillions of dollars worth of books, probably. But yet he couldn't make it any further than district attorney. Just another pawn in the game. That's all it was. It was a game. It was a movie. It was a wool over the eyes. However you want to look at it, you ain't been told the truth. You've been told fiction. You've been sent to Disneyland. Anyway, peace. We'll see y'all later.